Good morning, everybody. Today we're gonna do some stippling or dot work or dotting in my sketchbook. But for that I'll need some reference. And the perfect source of inspiration reference is this book called Hallstatt 7000, which is a fantastic collection of archaeological findings from the Hallstatt culture. If you don't know what the Hallstatt culture is, just give it a quick Google. It's a Bronze Age culture that existed like all the way back to 1200 BC is the earliest evidence of it existing, and it was really artistic, as you can see in the beautiful images in this book. I'm gonna talk about this Hallstatt culture a little bit later in the video, but for now I'm gonna draw here in my sketchbook. As you can see, there is a lot of different things going on here in this sketchbook. I draw a lot of things like dragons and people, and I also try out a lot of styles like I did with some of these medieval weapons, these flails, and I also tried my hand at drawing some wooden pipes in a certain style. But it's a place where I just experiment a little bit, and today I'm gonna try out stippling, which is something I haven't done in this particular sketchbook. I thought these old archaeological findings would be the perfect reference to do that. Basically, if you don't know what stippling is, it's shading a drawing by using just dots. Very few lines here and there, but mainly just dotting, or stippling is also called dotting. So that's what I'm gonna do here in this video. And yeah, as I said in a few videos before, I also wanna start tattooing and practice tattooing. So also dotting, something that looks really cool when it's tattooed. Also training myself to see the values and the shadows and the grading, the color grading, the values, the tones a little bit better. So a drawing with dotting or stippling can be a good practice for that. So I'm starting out with this little snake here. I thought that's a good starting point. Dotting is such a almost hypnotic meditation, you know. It calms me down at first, but then it kind of gets me excited at the same time because I just want it to be over with, I want it to be done. That's why I did just small drawings here. I do 1, 2, 3, 4 drawings here in this video, so smaller drawings, but still it took me like 30 to 45 minutes in total per drawing. So just because of the stippling, right? The drawing itself is done in like a minute or two. And then just the stippling takes so long, but it looks very cool. The end result is cool, and it's so easy to manipulate and to build it up slowly. What I love about dotting and stippling and why you should do it is, well, it forces you to be slow, to build up shading slowly. I find myself over shading a lot of things, going too overboard with the shading. I want to start tattooing, and when you go too dark, too much of a brutal shading in a way, it's hard to erase that, right? So teaching myself to be careful with that, not go too overboard with the shading, seeing the important values. And you can build up such a smooth transition if you really sit down and invest the time in like a bigger drawing. It looks fantastic, especially from afar. I did it a lot of times before. So dotting, stippling, dotting. Definitely try it out, give it a shot. Start with small drawings like this, and then if you really have the time and motivation, put on like some audiobook or some podcast or some music, and just lean back and relax and just have like this meditative experience almost. And in the shots where you can see my watch, the watch that I'm wearing, you can see the minutes just going by, and one after another. So the time passes really quickly. It's very meditative, and I like it. And I think the outcome looks okay. I didn't do stippling in quite a while, so yeah, it's just jumping into the cold water again, like I did so many times before in the other videos before that. So I think before this one, I only did one video on stippling or dot work. I think it's like almost 2 years ago. I'm not sure, or at least 1 year ago. But yeah, I don't really remember that one. I rarely do it because it's just so much work. But yeah, as I said in the beginning of the video, the Hallstatt culture, extremely fascinating. I read a lot about the Celts in the past few months, and there's just a ton of things going on, like the Urnfield culture, the Latene culture. I think Latene if that's pronounced the right way, existed at the same time as the Hallstatt culture. Latene was more war and military, was more militaristically orientated, I think, and the Hallstatt culture was more sophisticated in trading, and especially when it comes to salt, which again, this whole area in Austria, the Hallstatt area, and there's also the Salzkammergut, which is not far from it, with the giant salt mines. Yeah, Bronze Age, Iron Age, all of these proto-Celtic cultures, and then the Celts in general. But so fascinating. I can't lecture you on anything, since I haven't studied it. I've just read a little bit about it in some of my books, because there's just so many things that interest me, like the Nordic culture in general, Germanic culture, and then of course the Celts, which is all connected. But I feel like I have some Celtic genes in me. I'm not sure, but but no, super cool. Definitely inform yourself on that. The Celts, you know, super interesting. But I haven't talked about wood. Kind of art supplies I'm using for these drawings. I mean, it's obvious, as you can see, I'm just using a black ballpoint pen for the dot work, for the stippling. And, you know, obviously underdrawing with graphite. And for really dark spots and for the thick black outlines, I'm using like this ink pen. It's like a metal tip pen. I keep calling it an ink pen. I don't know what else to call it. It's not really a ballpoint pen. Although it does have a metal ball at the tip of it. But it's not like a ballpoint that keeps rolling off like a ballpoint pen. I have no idea, okay? All I know, and that is important for my art, is there is a thick black line, some really dense black ink coming out of it, and that's important. So, yeah. I'm really proud how this big knife on the bottom left turned out. The way you can really see the corrosion of the metal. If it isn't obvious, the handle of the knife, obviously the wood has rotten away over the years, so there are only these metal ornaments exposed, the metal parts of the handle. And I think the last thing that I'm drawing here, I'm not sure, I kind of forgot about it. I forgot what it is, but I think it's like a spearhead. I'm pretty sure, or an arrowhead, something like that. So yeah, cool designs for a tattoo. I definitely want to get something like that on me in the future. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me the thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Check out my Instagram. And yeah, take care. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you around on the channel. Okay? Thank you. Bye bye.